Ahoy and welcome to tonight's news. An Alabama school has flagged a children's book written by Mary Louise Gay as being sexually explicit due to the author's last name. It seems very strange because they kept all of the teen novels written by F. Hag.
Canadians were critical that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau took too long to respond to the attacks in Israel. In a rare stance, Justin Trudeau apologized for dragging his feet. We actually have an official statement here.
Sorry.
You can tell he's very serious about that. He's using the light shade.
Yeah, whenever he goes the light shade of blackface, you know he's being
Apologetic.
yeah,
Remorseful.
I'm proud of him.
Progress.
A new AI app has allowed its users to create a high school yearbook for photos from any era. So I actually decided to run all of us through it to see what we would
Oh,
look
thanks, man.
in our actual high school ages. I'll go first. Me. Okay, this is a picture I had at home.
That seems
Dude, that's
accurate.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, fairly on point, sadly.
Is that a Furby jacket?
FUBU.
Oh.
No.
Like the Furby?
Like the logo of Furby.
Although I did wear it, even though it was not for me or by me.
That's called appropriation.
Let's take a look at QB.
Oh, hey. I'm a wizard.
Spot on, yes?
That's pretty close.
All right.
I never got the letter, though, sadly.
Yeah,
I just had to sneak in.
it happens.
Yeah. I was auditing classes.
What do we have for Angela? Ah, see?
That's accurate.
Yep.
I'm
This
Asian.
doesn't look Photoshop.
You're an Asian cutter. Seems spot on.
Asian.
I love the pain of blood. All right. And then, of course, a friend of the show and also writer for the show, the autistic Matt McClowry.
Yes, the best.
So there we go.
Oh, okay.
Killing everyone in the school. So there we go.
Is the AI working off of likelihoods, like
It's
probabilities?
basing off of his own
His
search
total.
histories.
Yeah, it was just completely based on Matt's eyes, and that's what AI did with it.
Well, hey, welcome to Normal World. I'm quarterback Garrett.
I'm Dave Landau.
And over there is Angela.
Hi.
And I brought on today a friend of mine. Well, this is the first time we've met in person, but we've hung out on the interwebs. We're on the same plane of existence. Akira the Don, welcome.
Hey, thank you. It's nice to be back in the USA.
Hey, dude, thanks for being on. You're in Mexico now?
I am in Mexico, yeah.
What made you choose Mexico?
I think it was God.
Really?
Yeah, you know that whole thing like man plans, God laughs.
Yes.
I mean, so I'd planned to, I had all sorts of plans. And then that whole wackadoo Tom Hanks disease thing happened.
Right.
Yes.
And
We've had our run-ins with Tom Hanks.
yeah.
He's been following me, but that's besides the point right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Giving me voicemail. This is a whole thing.
Of course it is. So there you go. It makes sense. Yeah, Tom Hanks has been messing with the timeline for a while. I'd got a new US visa. I've been in the US for 10 years. And when you have a visa, you have to leave the country and get it stamped in an embassy. Then you come back in.
okay.
So I was like, oh, let's go Cancun because Cancun's nice. And like, I always thought Cancun would be cool because I watched True Romance.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why they go at the end of True Romance.
You're so cool.
So I
You're
thought, yeah, that'd be romantic. Me and my wife and my son will go there. And then when I went there was like a big queue. It's normally a couple of weeks to get it done, but it was like months because of the whole Tom Hanks disease thing.
Yeah.
And then by the time I got my appointment, that creepy old corpse animatronic thing that you've got front in the country right now
Yes.
had decided, or the people that hold up his wires
Yeah, it's
decided,
puppeteering him.
Fully elected president.
that whole squad of weirdos had decided that you needed to be vaccinated in order to enter the country. And I was not vaccinated.
Right.
And like,
Based.
I didn't really want to be because it seemed a bit weird and creepy when they're offering people cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Well, look how alive you
De
are.
Blasio, like, this could be you.
Right? I didn't trust government drugs at the best of times. So when they're offering you donuts and cheeseburgers in return for government drugs, I don't know about that. So
Sure,
I
in
ended up
Cancun,
staying
you
in
can get
Mexico.
anything.
Was that?
In Cancun, you can get anything anyway.
Exactly.
And that's literally at the pharmacy.
Exactly. You have to shoot. It's crazy, right? It's like all of the pharmacies around where I live, like steroids, Xanax, like whatever it is. And you go in there and they're like, oh, do you want it? I'm like, I just wanted like an electrolyte.
You're like,
trying to sell you on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's got a bum leg. That was one. And then we got ketamine.
Yeah, full blown.
Yeah, you can just totally get anything.
Like, wow.
Yeah, it's like
it's over the counter. Okay.
Testosterone.
Yeah,
it's like, what's that stuff all the crazy people be taking now? Tren.
What is?
I don't even know what it is.
Well, it's that stuff that Liver King was putting in his smoothies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Stuff, when you see guys on Instagram and their arms have got like 9,000 veins in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Natty.
Them Tren guys.
Right?
Was it?
Natty. Natural?
Yeah, they're natties.
Yeah, natural.
Yeah,
Exactly.
very, very natural.
Yeah, exactly. If you see some... Anyway,
in Mexico, you could just like get any of that.
Yeah, you can. Mexico is a libertarian paradise.
Wow.
Oh, I would imagine.
So I mentioned you get like the best of both worlds, right? You get the danger.
You get the cartel.
Then you also get Cancun.
Yeah.
You probably don't see a lot of cartel crimes, though.
I ain't seen nothing. Where I am, it's really civilized. There isn't a single crackhead or a homeless person in all of like Playa del Carmen.
They're all up here.
That's awesome.
This is like when I first got there, I like crossed a road. It was like an underpass, and you know underpasses. Like they normally got a load of crackheads under them, right?
Of course.
You know, that's like I remember I was it Austin? I was going to In-N-Out. There's an In-N-Out
Stories
there
tracking
with my son, and we had to cross the road, and there was an underpass, and my son's like, "Dad, what's that guy doing?" And it was just a guy lying out in his tent, like, you know, just whacking it type thing. So, like, anyway, when I see an underpass, that's what I expect to see, right? I expect to see some guys jacking off.
Right.
I expect to see some...
Shooting up.
Yeah, shooting up.
We call it America.
Yeah. Freedom. You know what I mean? I expect to see some freedom. Playa del Carmen, they ain't got shit, nothing. And like nothing under the underpass. It's just not even litter. I mean, they have, you know, I'm not saying this place is like, it's not Copenhagen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, some stuff can be a bit run down in some places or what have you. There's a lot of televisions lying around at the side of the road. And I like that because I like old televisions. But no crackheads anywhere, man. It's weird.
It's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems to be the trend. I just went to the UK and I had this like built up in my head that it was a dangerous place in London because everybody's like, don't go to London. It's terrifying. It's bad. You get stabbed. And there's always these people running around and throwing Molotovs and throwing acid on people's faces. I didn't feel that at all. Even when I stayed outside of the central like touristy area, it was like a little more run down and it was a little ghetto-y, but I never felt like I was going to get
Not
stabbed.
one acid on the face and
Not
the
one
whole time.
I mean,
They reserve that for models.
That's bananas. Yeah, they got to...
I feel bad.
I
about
just feel
myself.
ugly.
Sorry. Very attractive human. Sure, you'll get acid one of
You'll
these
get
days.
acid one day.
Push pretty women in front of you.
They did that. I mean, I used to live on Brick Lane in London. Someone got acided in the face.
It does happen.
Someone else, my friend, found a hand. Like, he just went out to get a bagel on Brick Lane, and there's like a hand on the side of the road, like a whole ass hand.
What?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fuck, there's a hand. And then you see some police, and he's like, oh, yeah, there's a hand over there. They're like, oh, cool, we were looking for that. And that was like,
There it is.
We're not very good at our job, by the way.
Wow.
yeah, and that was some girl got chopped up into bits because like her husband thought she was cheating or something like that. One of those honor
it
killings.
was her fault, you're saying.
Yeah, it's one of them honorable killings, I think they call them. They're very honorable or something, right?
Yes.
Or you're honored if you get killed. I don't know how they worked out
She's
the
probably
naming.
stealing.
Either way.
They figured it out on the other side.
Punishment fits the crime.
So they found a club owner in Detroit, and his hands were chopped off, and he was shot in the back of the head execution style. It makes you go, I don't think he was on the up and up.
Makes me think he's a suicide.
Yeah. Clearly.
Like suicide to me.
It's funny, though, to find a hand. It sounds like New York City a bit when I lived there. I never found a hand, but we did find dead bodies.
Nice.
Maybe
Well, my point was that it's not as dangerous as.
Handicap.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Well, I think like London can be. I lived in London
Yeah, right.
for like 10 years.
It's like a city,
13
right?
years.
It's like that's what I found. It was as dangerous as any city tends to be. Not like
London is pussy, to
Mad
be honest.
Max.
Like the most ultra-violent place I've been, and I've been all over the world. I like, you know, I spent a bunch of time in Little Haiti, Miami. I like been various ghettos and things. The most ultra-violent place I ever been to is Cardiff in South Wales on a Friday night outside the kebab shop.
really.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just an orgy of violence, like scheduled. Like they go there to do that.
They're like, all right, mates, let's go.
They're all drunk
Yeah.
trying to get kebabs.
Yeah, they get hammered. They come out the club. They go there. The police are waiting. They kind of run towards each other in slow motion. The baton comes out. The kebab come out. The sock with some coins in or something. Hey, and then they just bang at each other, boys and girls. You know, the girls are all bright orange, like wearing 2 strips of like little raggedy paper in like freezing cold. You know what I mean?
That's culture.
And they just go at each other. And it's what it's for. It's just a carnage of glorious ultraviolence. And I ain't never seen nothing like it anywhere on earth.
And that's in Wales?
Yeah.
I've never been.
South Wales. I've heard Glasgow's pretty dangerous.
It used to
And
be,
it's
but they're
part of,
depressed
like,
now.
the
Did you hear over half the population
there.
of Scotland is on antidepressants now?
Oh, I believe that. I think America's like there was an issue in Michigan where like the Great Lakes, the fish that people were catching.
Yeah.
They started to find Zoloft and stuff in them. like, just
Which
like,
defeats when you say you can eat a fish because they don't have feelings.
Huh?
Incorrect.
yeah,
Because they're taking Zoloft.
that's a happy.
But they
ass
got feelings
fish.
anymore.
No, not anymore.
They're just like zoned out. Yeah.
Numbed.
Just zombie ass fish.
I can see that with Glasgow, though. I mean, I imagine there's a lot of alcoholism.
It's like the game
And heroin.
That's what I've
you know?
heard.
Yeah,
Big on heroin. They loved their smack back in the day. I don't know if they still do. I haven't been there for a little while. And things are different. The what's the most popular baby name in Scotland?
Muhammad.
You guess this one? There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
You know, yeah, and they don't mess with heroin too much culturally.
Yeah, no, not well. Growing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the other side of the deal, right? Exactly.
yeah,
You get high on your own supply.
Just that part.
I completely took that literally. My apologies.
No, you're right.
Oh, but yeah,
Spot on.
yeah, they make a lot of good money that way.
But yeah, it's different. So I don't know if they're all on like smack or what now, or if it's just they're all. It's them government drugs. You know, when we was little, and like they'd invented ecstasy and all that.
For AIDS patients.
Is that true?
Yeah. Originally.
And you're like, wow, drugs are great, right?
Opposite of what you want.
Well, no, it's because you'd be comfortable with dying. It wasn't until the 90s. I mean, you're a
Like,
DJ,
oh, it just
you know.
makes me feel so.
Yeah,
good.
and then that's when it was like double stack Pikachus and you're dancing with glow sticks and half of it's meth. You remember?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like one time I hung out with Soax, and one of them had bought like a moped, like an old bicycle, what do they call it? Moped, yeah, motorbike.
Yeah.
And in the hubcap, he found a bag of pills, and that thing had been in a shed since 1993. So it was like a bag of 1993 pills was found in this motorcycle, like vintage. And he was like, hey, this is what we're doing this weekend.
Vintage.
Anyway, at that point, we're like, wow, drugs, right? Imagine what drugs they'll have in the future. Drugs are going to be so cool in the future. Fast forward to the future, it's fentanyl and bath salts.
That's it. It's you're eating someone's face on the LA freeway. Everything's terrible.
It's so bad.
You can't do any of the other drugs because they might have that one drug
In it.
You got to get test strips to check your drug for harder drugs. It's the worst.
Do you know anyone who does cocaine anymore?
No.
It'd be so stupid.
I did.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, several.
Oh, shit.
I
What
mean, you
happened?
shouldn't laugh. Just ODs.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not uncommon though. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
OD's on fentanyl.
well, yeah, they're wearing the
but
cocaine though.
People think it is cocaine. Yeah.
That's why I know a couple people who still do it, and it's like I don't get it.
That's a serious, like,
Yeah, you have to be out of your mind.
yeah, you're just playing with death. You don't give a shit. I just like to party. I don't mind. I might die now.
What if I haven't done cocaine in years? I've been sober a long time, but it's like if you dip in like a test strip, you could miss a tiny little piece of fentanyl, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
it's
not
like,
evenly
Like, even
distributed.
if you test it,
it's not
These
like
people
it's-
aren't there like
be
really.
screwed.
You're just trying to get to the cocaine. You're not even being careful. You really got to stir it around in there.
Yeah.
Well, there's a YouTube channel that promotes testing your drugs, but it constantly gets removed from YouTube. But literally, the whole focus of the YouTube channel is to like spread, hey, test your drug. I don't want you to do them, but if you're gonna do them, it's like a medical thing. But they just like they don't want people to know.
They don't want you
there
alive.
Are possible.
They don't want you breathing.
No, that's what's crazy is like that would be pulled down when it's. I mean, it's a very fair warning. And then it's like, we got to report this. We don't want people talking about drugs on the internet.
We're gonna need to take that down.
We have to get rid of it immediately.
The women shaking their asses, that's totally fine. That could be on the kids app.
It is. The good coke
be
could
promoting
be on
that.
it.
Yes.
You ever done that thing where you go to a hotel and you fire up like a fresh YouTube Like it's not your YouTube.
Right, it's not connected.
You just see what they're just showing you by default.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah, but it's of course. But it's also a lot of that, like basically like what porn was in 1994 that's now music videos stuff.
That's actually very true. That's what was scrambled TV at best is now completely acceptable.
Yeah, that's children's pop entertainment. That's
Yes.
what like my nieces are getting served up on a daily basis.
Right. This is what we would consider just completely disgusting.
Ah.
And back then,
Wow,
like,
did we consider it
Not
disgusting?
but like
I was thinking that
parents
too, like,
were supposed to find it offensive.
Yeah, they did. Our parents
Yeah,
did.
parents
Our
were.
parents.
we had organizations that kept like you couldn't advertise directly to kids, supposedly, right? They tried to curb that. You couldn't
Joe
show
Camel.
violence. You couldn't show this, whatever. But now kids have access to literally anything they want. Because if they don't make an account, and a lot of these kids are not making accounts, they can just get access to everything.
Yeah, they're making multiple accounts, or they lying about their ages, or this that, and the other. But my kid's good. He comes, tells me, he's like, "Dad, I saw this weird thing," or "Dad, there's this." Like, we're like
You have to teach your kids about
about
that.
like what there is and what to look out for, and da 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 da. There's a lot of weird shit in Roblox.
Yeah.
Yes,
How
because
old's
it's
your son?
user generated stuff.
10.
Yeah, mine's 8, so that makes sense. Sorry.
Boom.
It's user generated, so who knows what it could be. It's just like the YouTube app. There was the whole adpocalypse with that because there was a bunch of weirdos making like sexually explicit kids videos.
Still there.
It's still there. They
All
had
that
this
Elsa
whole
and
thing.
Spider-Man stuff.
Shit's still there.
The
Well, you
YouTube
have
Kids
to
app, by the
be
way,
Hawkeye.
YouTube Kids app is worse than the YouTube Grown Up app. If
Yes.
you give your kids YouTube Kids and just leave them on that thinking it's chill, they will be watching the creepiest stuff of all time within like 2 swibbity swipes or whatever.
Yeah, it ends up in some really dark stuff that I'm like, what the hell? And
It's
that's
all
how
in
it
like
started.
Russian. I
Yeah.
saw that one time. I was like, all right, you're not gonna watch this channel anymore. No more.
There's those dastardly Russians.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yo.
And then there's a really weird deep dive I would like to do on the kids app
They're in
because there's family content, but then there's different versions of like genres of family content. So you have the kid that's playing with his toys and his like brothers and sisters, right? And it's like natural. It's just like, oh, we're playing with toys, and it seems like the kid set it up, like actually. And then there's the genre of the parents are involved with setting up the camera, but it still feels natural. Then it goes to the parents are setting up the scenarios that the kids are playing in, and they're telling the kids what to say, and it's like a whole produced episode and it's a storyline.
So it's abuse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there is.
but it's acceptable in some weird way, like because it's
I
fun.
don't know
Who's
if it
that
is.
little shit that like made $1 billion opening gifts that
Oh,
ruined
yeah.
the first 3
Ryan's
years?
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I go in like a store, he's got like toys of his own and stuff now. There's a whole section.
Right.
He still looks 7 in all the pictures, but I swear he must be like 20 by now or something.
That's what I'm thinking too, because like I knew about him before my son was born.
Yeah.
My son's watching all of his videos.
Right.
And I'm like, this kid's the worst.
Yeah, and he'd be 7 forever. I don't trust that whole situation.
And I mean, his parents didn't ruin everything somehow and take all the money.
Of course, you'll be hearing stories about it. He'll be a crackhead soon. You'll see him like,
Yeah.
you'll see him Corey Feldmaning around the place.
Yeah, they'll just let him keep his
Some point.
toys. And that's it.
Sad though, man. There's a YouTuber my son really liked when he was really little, who's called oh god, I can't remember his name. He's like a little kid and he used to play Roblox hobbies. This little kid, he had glasses and he was like from North England. He spoke like this. All right, I've got to play a Roblox hobby now. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Tiny little kid. Ethan Gamer, that was it. Ethan Gamer TV. And now he's like 16 or something, broken voice.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like not cute anymore. He's like a bit fat and fugly. And his videos, all the comments are just like, oh, I missed it when you were a cute kid. Why aren't you a cute kid anymore? This is weird. Da, da, da. That's him forever now. You know what I mean? He's
Right.
like, whatever he does, why aren't you a cute kid anymore?
Yeah, you can't go from a kid. Well, it's like the kid in Jerry Maguire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, he's adorable. Then he turned like 13 and they were like, you're a monster.
Yeah. Or that kid that played
You're
Anakin in
never
the
going to
first
be in
I
movies
always
again.
wonder-
episode
about-
1 where he just like went off the rails. And
What happened to him?
so he was in Jingle All the Way with
Yeah.
Arnold.
Yeah.
And then he
Liar,
was
Liar.
in
Liar,
Liar, Liar. And then he was in the biggest sci-fi movie of all time that was massive. Everybody went to go see it. and he was bad, mostly because George Lucas was not directing actors very well. But he got so much hate from the media and articles and fans and non-fans, and everybody just hated him. So he just kind of like, imagine you're 8 or 9 and you just get the whole world smashing on top of your head going, you suck.
Especially at the beginning of the internet where they just had one thing that they were gearing everything at. So like you're the first person to be trolled.
Yeah.
8.
And you're
him and the Jar Jar guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jar Jar guy is still sad about it now.
Oh,
See interviews with him, he just cries.
You know, he just sits there with a gun in his mouth half the day. There's no, Jar Jar
I
was.
saw him under a bridge.
Jar Jar, yeah.
Misa have no home.
I did.
But it's messed up. What?
I
That
did.
guy or
I saw him.
That guy?
Jar Jar.
Oh, Jar Jar.
Yeah.
You saw a Jar Jar Binks under a bridge.
Yeah.
You should not take so many psychedelics. You should chill.
That's what everybody
That's
says.
the MDMA
I
kick.
would say that. Was this a guy dressed up as Jar Jar?
No, it's a joke.
Okay.
She's good at that, man. She's
I was like, I don't know. I believe people when they tell me things. You know what I mean?
Well, that is
Even on comedy
believable.
shows.
Yeah.
And he's saying he's depressed and he's like, doing crack under
Yeah.
a bridge because of
They
his
hated
depression.
Jar Jar.
He was supposed to
Jar
be
Jar
a
sucks.
Sith Lord.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, George Lucas was ripping
It would have
off.
worked better.
What was that?
I said no, but yeah, it would have worked.
No, he was. George Lucas was ripping off Foundation. You know Foundation.
No.
Spoilers if you've not read Foundation or
Spoiler
if you
alert.
watched the TV show, shut your ears for a minute. A character gets introduced called the Mule.
Okay.
And the Mule is a fool. And the Mule is a like stupid zany no one clown, no one takes seriously. After a couple of books, it turns out the Mule is running everything. The Mule is with them in all the heart of their adventures and leads them to all these places and basically is the architect of their downfall.
Why do they give over the power to the Emperor in the movie?
Yes, exactly.
Jar Jar Binks, man.
And if you watch in that second movie, and Jar Jar went so badly, George Lucas just like chicken shitted out of doing it because it wouldn't have been till like I don't know. It wouldn't have been for a while to reveal, and everyone was like, "Fuck, just eject, abort, get rid of Jar Jar." Everyone hates it.
I may have
If
gone
you look in that second
far.
movie, the guy who turns up, who's the baddie in the second one, is Christopher
Lee.
not Reeve. I was thinking Reeve. Christopher Lee turns up
Just wheeling in.
with a bunch of robots, and all the robots look like Jar Jar.
I am going to take over the galaxy.
I'll be dead soon.
In that second movie, the robots, Christopher Lee's robots, look like Jar Jar. They got the same shaped head, all that.
True.
And the spaceship he's in looks like Jar Jar head. Right? The fact that they were already so far along in pre-production that they couldn't even change that stuff. So that why is Christopher Lee just suddenly turn up as the baddie with not been in the previous thing, not telegraphed or nothing? That was all supposed to be Jar Jar.
No, that makes sense.
It was going to be awesome. It would have been an epic reveal. Darth Jar Jar.
You thought he was dumb. If he just went in on it, it would have worked. Because then people would have got tricked, and they would have been like, "Yo, you tricked me."
But he did him like the Domino's Noid.
He was
It was
like
the
the Noid with
stupidest
long
thing.
ears.
Like, there's no way you would.
Yusa.
Yeah, by the time he would become evil or whatever, he'd be like, "I'm not even buying this."
Except that was the fear.
Yeah.
That was the fear. And but now, of course, we look back on that as a golden age.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Please bring back George. All is forgiven.
Even with Jar Jar, I'd take it.
Sand up your vagina, Anakin, or whatever it was, is fucking poetry compared to the weird slop that they're doing these days.
Well, and speaking of sand in your vagina, I got to tell you about Undertack.
Hey,
Yes.
Undertack isn't typically meant for.
That was so good.
Isn't your typical men's boxer.
for real, Dave. I've been wearing them for 2 weeks, and this is not a bit. I'm not doing a whole thing for this. Just for this, I've been wearing them. They're awesome.
They're the best, aren't they?
They are awesome. They do the thing where it feels cold when it shouldn't.
Right.
It's amazing.
They're cooling.
They're cool.
And then how about the fly that I was telling you
The
about?
fly is cool,
Right?
'Cause it makes no sense to have the fly on underwear
It's a
vertical, because when you start using it, then it just gets floppy, like an old whore.
can scrape though too.
Then you have the top layer because there's like a double layer there, and if you want to use it, then you can pull the double layer. It's like a pocket.
Yes, it is a.
I'm wearing them right now.
Garrett.
It's a cock. It's a cocket.
It's a pocket.
I know
nice.
that they're antibacterial and moisture wicking, but you cannot wear them for 2 weeks straight.
You
Is
can
that
wear
what I
them.
was not supposed to do?
You can wear them for a couple days. Look, I'm telling you, you can. They're fun to sleep in because they feel like they could be shorts, but then they're also underwear. Like they're thick enough to where you don't feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like I don't like walking around my home in underwear. Mainly, I just don't like my body. But in those, it's covering up enough of it.
Yeah. You gotta
I don't
smash all the
feel
windows.
ashamed. Yeah.
Yeah, you smash all the windows.
And
And
that's-
I have the Recon, which are like the tighter ones. I think they're for like exercising and whatnot. I haven't done any of that yet, if you can tell. But I will be wearing some of these when I work out next, which is who knows when.
Yeah, they really are good. And here's the best part right now, though. They have almost 30% less than the competition as far as... I don't even know what the hell that was. Why are you at this part?
Wait, we jumped.
Never mind.
sorry, I got
They're
so
almost
excited about this
30%
Undertech
less
underwear.
expensive than the competition.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, that's
Well,
what you're
that-
But
you're
then it
correct.
was scrolling so fast
You're
that I
correct.
was
It's a different
unable
one.
to say it. But it also, a percentage of the proceeds goes to human trafficking, not like the Tim Ballard guy we discussed who turned out to
We
be...
found out some things about
Yeah,
it.
it turned out he was
Not
a
good.
bit of a naughty boy when we thought he was a good guy.
I stand behind the movie. I think the movie's still great.
The movie is very
Good.
important.
Bad guy, not good. No good.
Apparently, Tim Ballard was like, I got to quit my job and go over there and research all them sex traffickers.
Let me ingrain myself in there.
Let me just get in there and take a look for a while.
Yeah.
Nothing weird. It's too bad because I
Right
actually had respect for him, and then they dug up. Oof. Tim
these guys,
Tim
they
hates
actually
Undertech. He
do
won't
nice.
buy him because it goes to stop human trafficking. It is not. It does not fund it.
Allegedly.
So yeah, totally against it. So undertech.com, you get 20% off site wide. That's the whole site by
site.
using normal 20, normal 20. So go there, get yourself some nice underwear. Garrett loves them.
I love them. Stop walking around with no underwear on. It's weird. It's gross. It stinks.
Yeah.
People don't like it.
No.
Get some Undertech because they're comfy and they feel cold, man. I'm telling you.
And they
It's like
prevent
magic.
the swing, the odor.
They protect you.
You don't want that swinging odor.
Wow.
Undertech.
Normal 20.
I'm sold.
They really were.
I actually love the way you always manage to get some kind of like almost disastrously awful association with your ad reads.
Almost
It's a
everything.
really good bit. I
Like
like
a
it.
live
This was
wire.
recurring.
I just hope we end up continuing getting sponsors.
Yeah.
I'm amazed. I like that you got the because in there as well. That's a good trigger word.
Yeah.
Like if you put, you know about this, right, in persuasion terms.
No, don't tell them.
No, even if you know it, it works. The cool thing about persuasion is even if you know it completely, it still works.
Okay.
If you add because to a sentence, people are like 70-something% more likely to do it than if you did not.
Oh,
Really?
subscribe.
Example-
Because
Yeah, so anything.
good stuff.
But here's the example, right? So in Cialdini wrote that persuasion book, Influence. And the example they gave was they did studies of people going to photocopier. And there's a line of people at the photocopier, right? And someone goes to the front and says, can I use the photocopier? And they say, no, fuck off.
Yeah, we have a line.
If you come to the front, you say, can I use the photocopier? Because I'm in a real hurry and I've got to get my passport done and I can't get the aeroplane. They say, okay, but here's the rub. If you go to the front and say, can I use the photocopier? Because I need to use the photocopier. They say, yeah. Doesn't matter what comes after the because. Just the word because is a trigger that makes people more likely to do things.
Really?
Yeah, so just always put, there's a bunch of words like that. You can look
You
into
get a list of these words. Put them in the comments right now.
Yeah.
Because
And it works. And it works even
I
if you know
want you
people are doing it. It's great.
I'm gonna start.
I would like it.
I'm start doing it.
Yeah.
We'll just sprinkle
it's a
it
good
in
idea.
there.
I taught my son this when he was like
See?
6.
I'm gonna teach my son that soon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then hopefully by 10 he'll be a pimp.
You've got to be careful though, because they use it on you, and then you know they're doing it.
yeah, you're
But then
right.
you kind of go along with it because it's cool that they're doing it
Yeah.
and they're learning stuff. And
That's a good point. Yeah, you're teaching him to break minds, and then
yeah.
like, no, you can't do this to the master, but you can.
You can.
You never know that.
That's how the world goes around.
Yes.
You know.
The Padawan becomes the master. Jar Jar Binks.
That's right.
Such a Harry Potter guy.
Star Wars.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Because your high school picture.
That was good.
He did like Harry Potter.
I love Harry Potter. It's a great book.
I didn't read it.
Well, yeah, you were like,
I was older. Yeah,
Yeah.
just by 10 years.
Oh.
no, yeah, it came out like right at my age.
You should blow me because you should blow me.
Because I deserve it.
In the hot tub.
In the hot tub. Because I said so.
In that
Yeah.
order.
If you get
Because
raped by
we're
a
in a hot
pack of-
tub.
Yes, that's
That's an instance where because didn't work.
No. It's like, well, I'm recording you because.
Because. Jerry Seinfeld teased a Seinfeld reunion at his recent stand-up show.
Did you like the ending?
Did I like what? The ending of the show. Well, I have a little secret for you about the ending, but I can't really tell it. because it is a secret. Here's what I'll tell you, okay? But you can't tell anybody. Something is going to happen that has to do with that ending. It hasn't happened yet. And just what you are thinking about, Larry and I have also been thinking about. So you'll see. You'll see.
Ooh.
Did you see the SNL where he ends up in Oz?
No.
Because that's the prison he goes to. It was so good. Cause,
Oz the TV show.
yeah, so like at the end of Seinfeld, they go to jail.
Yeah.
Huh?
So yeah, he
ends up
in Oz. The guy's like, I got stuck with an AIDS needle, and he's like, good luck with all that.
Yo, Oz was so brutal. I forgot about that. I got PTSD just thinking about it.
I remember just watching the first season, and it was just a lot.
It was flipping. It was Homeboy from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons just
Like sodomizing that guy. Just
yeah.
straight up raping this dude for like,
like,
5
not my
seasons.
tempo.
Like
Not my
5
tempo.
seasons.
Yeah.
They dressed him up in ladies' clothing. Oh God, that was traumatic.
yeah. He was like a DUI lawyer.
Yeah.
And then he gets in a drunk driving accident. Like the end of the first episode is just J.K. Simmons ripped.
Yo.
Wow.
And it just carries
Never
on. So
seen
then
it.
right at the end, then he has his revenge and does it to him after like 6 seasons or
Yes,
something.
yeah. It's just was
Yo,
that? There's a
that was
great-
the golden age of TV, though.
It really was. I remember
was.
Jeffrey Ross doing a joke about them where he's like, he spends all day in the shower having anal sex, and then he goes and films Oz. That was though, like when they were really. That was once The Sopranos proved you could make television amazing. That was really Sopranos and The Office.
It was like
really,
Oz, Sopranos,
The Wire.
Okay,
Wire.
The Wire was great.
And there was a bunch of little things that like didn't quite carry on that were wonderful, like Carnival.
Yeah.
6 Feet Under. Did you ever see that?
6 Feet
saw
Under,
that.
Really good
Dexter.
show, yeah.
Dexter,
after that-
like I would say Dexter's mid.
Dexter is totally
Dexter's
mid.
like six. It was entertaining enough.
Season 1.
It's like The
fucking
Walking
awesome.
Dead or something. It was
Season
like cool
2,
for a
3
bit.
suck.
Yeah.
Season 4.
You can't
awesome
top
again.
You,
Then
you,
they all the
you
rest
can't
suck.
top Lithgow though.
Lithgow. That's what I'm saying. Like
The
those
Trini-
two
it
are
should
the
have ended
best.
with Trinity,
Trinity.
Killer.
Absolutely.
Wait, and then
Stop there.
Dawn.
Don't go any further. The books are good too.
Yeah, shit. That was really good. That one, Homeboy from Third Rock from the Sun. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
That was brilliant. That was when it was really good.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it
And
was
then-
really good. If you'd cut, then it would be in another echelon
tier,
of
yeah.
thing.
Yep. And instead it just drained out to where it's like you just had to like make up a killer.
So what happened in the end? I
Just
tuned out.
nonsense. Oh, it's just like he's dating Kirsten Dunst.
Most Def is around doing
Yeah,
stuff.
like
I don't know
it's
what he's
just.
doing.
By the end of it, I'm like, I hope you all die.
Yeah.
And then it ends with him being a lumberjack.
Yeah.
Lumberjack.
And then he came
by the
back.
way, if I ruined that for you, you're welcome. Don't.
And they came back. They made a follow-up series that I, did
saw
not
the-
watch.
I saw the first 3 episodes, and then I was like, I'm still mad about the lumberjack thing. I'm
Yeah.
not buying this.
It's a
He just
it's like
he
the
abandoned,
Hulk.
and then it's like he has this.
I'm gonna kill trees.
It's like all of a sudden he wants to destroy the world by slowly.
Just one. Just drain the carbon dioxide from the planet one log at a time. Yo, darkly dreaming Dexter. That was also, in retrospect, that was an early part of this creepy thing that Hollywood has been up to in the sort of deification of monsters and the turning the villains into the heroes and making us sympathize with fucking assholes
Yeah.
and getting rid of actual heroism. You know what I mean?
We were talking about that, which I don't want to bring it up again because we've been talking. Do we have a soundbite? I bet we do.
Of what?
Dirty Harry. But I mean, we're talking though about like
We should get a sound pad right here in the
machines.
penis.
Should have a soundboard. Why don't you have a soundboard? It's
Should
so
do
fun.
that.
We only have 2
I have a
sounds.
soundboard.
I know we need
We have
one.
2 sounds we're developing.
That man had rights.
Hey, it's me, Jerry.
He has rights.
I guess we might as well show what just happened there because it just
Well,
bled
let's-
into
yeah,
the picture.
Let's go into the next.
In a recent interview, rapper P. Diddy, who's what he goes by now.
Is he back with the P?
I guess
He
he's back
returned.
with the P. Diddy, yeah. He changed his name a lot. Puff Daddy, Sean Combs.
John Combs.
Only 4.
Diddy.
Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. That's it.
Puff
It's not that
Daddy.
much.
Yeah.
Over the
Means
course of
something
30
different.
years.
Well, Diddy.
Diddy.
4.
Yeah.
Did he?
4.
Diddy.
50 Cent
He
reckons
did.
he did. Did you see that? 50 Cent yesterday accused Diddy of killing Tupac. So
Did he
I
really?
don't like him because he killed he killed Tupac.
I
Said that at a show.
That's odd because there's always been that idea that P. Diddy also killed Biggie for whatever, so he could own all the rights to the music, but then he's taking care of his mom.
And there's also the whole thing about him raping people at those white parties.
Taking yours away?
No, Biggie's mom. What's that?
There's also the whole thing about him like raping people at the white clothed parties.
Oh yeah, the all white parties.
Didn't know
They're
about
scared
this.
Yeah, I think that's why I call it the all white.
Don't break my P. Diddy imagination.
His new album is fire. His new album is so good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, he was always. I mean, Bad Boy was great. It was a great. The entire thing was great. I mean,
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
He's a genius.
Mace, who he didn't know who he was, and I don't.
Oh, come
I
on.
don't know who Mace is.
I know, right? And he still hasn't looked it up.
Wow, Shine. I never seen anyone have more of a weird switch up in rap than Shine, who took that gun charge for Diddy and then went to jail and then came out with like a completely different voice
Yes,
and then got like kicked out of the country and like left in Belize.
yes.
It was just harsh.
He was swallowing a lot in jail.
Something was going on.
change
You
your
know what they say
vocal
about
fry.
people with like gravelly voices and
Yes.
it's like it's a body count indicator or something.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true though. He did take the fall for P.
he did.
Yeah.
Really?
He also had Snoop, who was on trial, because his bodyguard killed somebody.
Yeah, murder was the case that they gave him.
That's right.
This is a nice industry.
No, well, Suge Knight, who
Suge Knight?
drove onto the set.
You know, Suge Knight once threatened me and said, "Never come to LA or you'll come up missing." I got an email.
Are you sick?
What?
He did it over
you
email?
a threat.
Yeah.
He did it over email?
Yeah.
Well, it was one of his
Just
staff who
imagine
wrote
it.
it for him. I used to do a bit of music journalism stuff. I had like a fanzine, and I wrote for some like online things. I wrote for the Enemy a little bit when I was a kid, and I wrote some news story like about something that Suge Knight had done. There was a period of time where he was doing stuff every week. Oh, and I interviewed Vanilla Ice as well, who told me about him hanging off the balcony.
Yeah.
That's a local boy.
And that is true, right?
Yeah, it was true. He signed over part of his publishing to Ice Ice Baby to Suge Knight after just being held upside down by his leg over the
Wow.
balcony. But anyway, I'd written
You're
some
going to bring
stuff.
that heat over to us. Is that what?
Yeah. I figured I'd make your life more interesting.
Nice.
But yeah, I'd said something about like Suge Knight. He threatened someone about like something about coming on someone's bus to get them, and I was like, his fat ass could not get on a bus. And they sent me an email being like, "Don't ever come to LA. We'll find you."
Yeah, well, he did so much stuff.
I moved to LA.
Yeah.
And he never came found me. He was in jail.
Yeah, it
was
does.
timing.
When you hit somebody with a car and then you break all plausible deniability by backing over their skull,
Yeah.
and then driving away. But that's how reckless he was that he thought that he could even like send you an email. It's like, hey, put that into ink and paper that I'm threatening him.
Like a paper
Dumbest thing
trail.
you can do.
It's one of those things where like certain, people used to always go on about Scarface, particularly in like rap world. But it was like they didn't watch the end.
No, or really the movie because it's not great. But the ending.
I don't know.
Definitely
They stopped at the scene where he just snorts all the cocaine.
well, really,
Like,
Before the
that's
whole
good, I'm
thing with
good.
his sister and the dying and the turning into a fool. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a mountain of cocaine though, so it's him in like the worst crippling addiction at that point in the movie.
Yeah, but they're like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's how I want to live my life.
Yeah, that's why I aspire to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just
That guy's
really
hard.
it's a broken man who's gonna die any second.
He's in love with his sister.
Like P. Diddy talking to aliens.
Yeah, that's true. He communicated with aliens in Florida. He said he's been telling people about this for years, but they're just beginning to believe him. Well,
Wow.
P. Diddy unfortunately wasn't available for comment, but Jerry Seinfeld was.
Hey, it's me, Jerry Seinfeld. I was with Puff when he saw those aliens. That shit is real. They did some funny business to his booty hole, and I know funny, so I snickered.
That's a proper use of contemporary
He was
technology
with
right there.
him.
Perfect. That was him.
I guess.
No, it's
What
real
you're
guy.
talking about, that was
Real
really
guy.
him. He
It's
called
really
it
the guy.
Let us know.
I gotta ask,
So good.
because I know we're getting close, but what got you into music initially?
Oh yeah, I do music, don't I?
Yes.
It's like this guy sitting around talking about whatever it was. Yeah. I always loved music. There's always been music and comic books since as far as I can remember were the things I liked, and I like drawing comic things and making music and sort of combining those worlds from when I was very little. And I always liked playing with like tapes. You remember we used to have cassettes
Of course,
in the olden days,
the olden.
I used to take them and cut them and shit, and like you could sellotape them back together and like make them different and stuff. And I used to record bits of news broadcasts and put that over the top of bits of music and stuff. And I also, when I was going to school, I stopped going to school when I was 16, but before I stopped, I was going to school, you know. And my revision
Yeah.
basically involved recording my notes over ambient music and just playing it when I went to sleep.
Like
and I did
absorbing that
Yeah.
knowledge as you're
And I did good in the stuff that I did that with. So I knew from very early on that combining like speech and words and things that you wanted to learn or imbue with music worked, you know?
Right.
I listen to your music a lot while I'm editing.
Oh, yeah?
'Cause we were talking about this before, a little bit of that, like the flow state kind of thing. And that your kind of music is like perfect for that because it gets you in that kind of ethereal mindset, but also you have a lot of great things, a lot of great pulls that you do. Like If I Was the Devil. That's like one of my favorite songs that you've done.
Paul Harvey.
Yeah, there's a great line, like
What a
the
bad man.
monologue.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you have so many great ones that kind of get you in that spot of just zoning out, but zoning in at the same time.
What inspired you to take that sort of spoken word aspect, which isn't even spoken word in a lot of it? It's really just, I mean, you've taken it from so many different things in the sense of, and I don't want to say, but it's like, I find it so fascinating how you're able to put music to like ideas. And I just wonder, like, when you first started playing with that.
Early. Like, I was making rap records and I was rapping for a long time. And I always liked the skits.
Me too.
You know? Yeah.
So like NWA.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wu-Tang ones are great. I was just
Eazy-E
listening to
was
Wu-Tang
always-
last night.
Just so, like, I remember I
It's
had,
fucking hilarious.
OG, Original Gangster,
Yeah.
and Death Certificate both had, like, a lot of skits. And, like, I really love skits. So when I was making my own stuff and I was making my mixtapes and what have you, I would have, you know, a couple rap songs. Then I would have a whole song that was basically a skit.
Yeah.
And then I would do things like I would take, you know, like Jack Kirby talking about how he created the Marvel Universe and have that over music. And I'd slightly cut it a bit because I would notice there would be inherent bits of rhythm in the way people were talking. I always noticed that from early. So I've been doing that for like forever. But then in like 2017 or something like that, I was like living in LA and I'd be out DJing. And I'd come back from DJing on Hollywood Boulevard and I would put on YouTube on a projector and sort of wind down, and like lectures and stuff would be going up. And one time there was a Jordan Peterson one, and he was talking about the utility of being like a really good plumber. And it sounded so musical and cool, and he was explaining and elocuting something that I'd always thought, and I'd had difficulty in putting across. And I instantly thought, oh, that's a song. At this point, I'd stopped rapping for a bit because I'd realized that I wasn't smart enough to make the third album in this trilogy I was making. I realized I needed to go and live a bit and have a kid and stuff before I could be talking about the things I wanted to talk about. I don't like it in records when people are preaching at you and it comes from a place of authenticity.
Of course.
Yeah.
So then I realized, oh shit, there's all these people out there, like someone like Jordan Peterson, he's been thinking about specific things for 30, 40 years. So I should sample him talking about these things. There's rhythm and melody in his voice, I can hear it. And if I focus in and eke out that melody and rhythm and find the right music to complement that and score that, then that would be cool, you know? And I've been sort of going in on that ever since with increasing sort of degrees of sophistication and sort of turned it into a specific kind of art form, which is what I do.
No, which is what I think is great.
Yeah.
And there's that specific, you're kind of showing a message to a new group of people, I guess, who may have
It's
missed it before
self-brainwashing.
as well.
It's like I wanted to learn things. I wanted to imbue things. You know, I wanted it's like Neo in The Matrix learning Kung Fu. Bzz, download, I know Kung Fu.
Right.
It's like music is the most powerful delivery mechanism we know.
Absolutely.
So if you put these things in music, your subconscious will just be singing along. When you're doing other stuff, you're editing your videos or whatever it is, and the ideas will be getting deeper and deeper into you until eventually you understand them. You don't necessarily understand them initially. I have people, they write to me, oh, I've been listening to this record of yours for 4 years. I just worked out what it meant. But they listen to it for 4 years because they like the song. They like the music.
Right.
You find that it's a different meaning to different people?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and it depends where they are in their story and their journey in their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some things will work differently, but mean things differently. You know, there's a foundational aspect to it all. One thing plus another thing equals one thing. You understand one thing when you relate it to another thing. I realized that a lot of people have this different vantage point over the same thing. And, you know, there's an intersection where Marcus Aurelius and Jocko Willink and Jordan Peterson and Alan Watts and Ayn Rand and all these complete opposing people meet and are looking at the same thing. and we can maybe better understand it and our relation to it via these different perspectives.
Well, you play some music for us?
Sure, since you asked so nicely.
Before we do that, let's get to some promo.
yeah.
And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude, it was our pleasure. I'll go. You can see me next March, the 23rd, at the LSQ in the UK. We have a guest who's
Leicester Square.
Yeah.
Leicestershire.
Yes, I've never been, so I don't know.
Doug Stanhope's been there.
Has he? Doug's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's brilliant. And then the 21st, I'll be at the Toledo Funny Bone of this month, and you can see other stuff at davelandau.com. What about you?
Find me on Nerdrotic. I'm editing a video right now for the channel, so if you watch his video, the last one that came out, I did that.
You still do those?
I still do those, yeah.
They're very sophisticated.
Thank you. I have a lot of fun. Being Perry Chan, he's the other editor. He's amazing. He's way better than I am. But you can find me over there and my personal channel. Thank you so much, man, for coming on. You could go find his music on all the places you can get music from. He just did a great album with Comic Book Girl 19, Danica, Dune Wave. Go listen to it. He's got a bunch of other music you should go listen to. But for right now, he's going to play some music for me.
Exclusive for us.
Do you know who Akira the Don is?
Of course, he's amazing.
Lyrics written by Ayn Rand. Thank you, Ayn Rand, for writing this song. I am, I think, I will. I am, I think, I will. My hands, my spirit, my sky, my forest. This earth of mine, what must I say besides?
Dostoevsky, I think, said something like, every man is responsible for everything that happens to him and everything that happens to everyone else. Every man is responsible for everything that happens to him and everything that happens to everyone else. Every man is responsible for everything that happens to him and everything that happens to everyone else. Every man is responsible for everything that happens to him and everything that happens to everyone else.
Work, 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 hard work. There is no gospel less popular than the gospel of hard work. Work, 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 hard work. There is no gospel less popular. Get to work, get to work. The pregnant skyline of America was set in place one brick at a time. Now that represents a lot of calluses. America the Beautiful is not an accomplished fact guaranteed to remain intact. God shed his grace on thee, to be sure, but this was wasteland when God had it to himself. He handed man a hoe and said, you want another Eden? All right, earn it. And all that's necessary for the weeds to take over again is for you and me to lay down that hoe. Work, 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 hard work. There is no gospel less popular than the gospel of hard work. Work, 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 hard work. There is no gospel less popular. Get to work, get to work, 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 work.
Let me preface this really quickly with saying one important thing before we start.
Akira, I know you're gonna dig this.
The government should fear the people. The government should fear the people. The government should fear the people. 100% of the time. Unironically and without a hint of jokes. Because the alternative is the people fear the government. And that's fucking tyranny. The government should fear the people. The government should fear the people. The government should fear the people. 100% of the time.
Invictus. Sing along if you know the words. Hey. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the foul clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeon is a chance. My head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the with punishments that scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Finn.